Don't forget, you can reach the latest episode of Potomac Watch anytime. Just ask your smart speaker, Play the Opinion Potomac Watch Podcast. That is, Play the Opinion Potomac Watch Podcast.
From the opinion pages of the Wall Street Journal, this is Potomac Watch.
Welcome back. I'm Paul Gigot here on Potomac Watch, our daily podcast of the Wall Street Journal opinion pages. And I'm here with my colleagues, Alicia Finley and Kim Strassel, talking about the longshoreman strike. Alicia, the consortium is called the United States Maritime Alliance, or USMX. What could the administration do to make life difficult for them? And do you have any insight into whether or not they're trying to do that?
Well, the administration, when they put out a statement on Monday, basically saying that you're not bargaining fairly to the foreign carriers who make up the alliance. And it's not just foreign carriers, there are also U.S. carriers, too. They also explicitly warned against some kind of enforcement action against carriers if they were found to be price gouging. Now, a very elastic term that the administration likes to throw around, but this is in reference to the surcharges that a lot of the carriers have announced for goods or charging businesses because their ships are going to be basically stuck out there. They're not going to be able to deliver the goods and move on to the next port. So they are now charging a surcharge to businesses. And so the leverage or the threat here is that they will do some kind of litigation or file some kind of charges against these carriers that could contain enormous penalties under the law.
Kim, this would seem to be an opportunity for Donald Trump running against Kamala Harris to say, please, sir, President, you should endorse Taft-Hartley. You should shut down this strike that has potential to do so much economic harm. Instead, he did attack Biden for inflation as one cause of this strike, which I think is accurate. But he also basically kind of muddled the whole issue by saying that foreign shippers are somehow to blame here, thus falling back on his household remedy for everything, which appears to be blaming foreigners and invoking somehow saying how protectionism might make a difference. It's a blown opportunity in my estimation. What do you think?
It's political malpractice, Paul. I mean, this is like swing and miss territory. Joe Biden just served up a perfect opportunity for Donald Trump to say the latest of Joe Biden's very bad decisions while in office. He is putting his special interests, by the way, guys who routinely earn $200,000, $250,000 a year, union bosses who drive around in Bentleys and own a yacht, which, by the way, the head of this union does. He's putting them ahead of your basic needs. And by the way, this is also coming at a time when we've just been struck by Hurricane Helene. We need to rebuild. Supplies are desperately needed in these areas that have been hit. Like, what is the White House thinking? But what you got instead is Trump, as you said, yes, has to blame everything on foreigners. That's his natural instinct. It's the first thing that comes into his head on any situation going on. But also you're seeing in here a little bit the whispering of the national conservatives, the J.D. Vance types that are like, you must stand in solidarity with the working man. A lot of union members support Donald Trump because he believes in free markets. They're not necessarily in solidarity with a bunch of guys that want even higher wages and they earn pretty good money now and rejected a 50% raise because that wasn't enough. So it's a very odd decision and a real missed opportunity.
And it's confused politics and economics. The idea is, of course, that, well, we need to show solidarity with the working person, and those working Americans, the working class, so-called, votes Republican more and more. And that's going to be maybe one of the decisive votes in the election. But you're talking in this situation about one of the richest unions, worker by worker, in the United States, going on strike to make more monopoly rents and hurting in the process workers who may be working for the minimum wage or for much lower wages because their businesses are going to be shut down. As you said, Kim, the Teamsters trucks won't be rolling. The grocery store shelves won't be being filled. And all of that hurts the average working person. This is something that Republicans used to understand. But in this era where they seem to have forgotten how an economy functions, They simply don't. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Alicia. We're here every day on Potomac Watch, and we got only 30 or so days to go before this election. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it'll be an exciting 30 some days. Please join us every day on Potomac Watch. Thanks for listening.